a world ruled entirely by animals before humans ever existed. Imagine a planet untrodden by human feet. A vibrant and ferocious world where nature reigned supreme and colossal beasts were the undisputed masters. Long before the first spark of human consciousness, Earth was a stage for an epic saga of evil, a grand drama played out by creatures of incredible size, power, and diversity. This was not a tranquil Eden, but a realm of constant struggle where survival was a daily battle and the food chain was forged in tooth and claw. From the shadowy depths of primeval oceans to the sun-drenched supercontinents. This was the Age of Beasts, an era stretching across hundreds of millions of years, defined by the rise and fall of magnificent animal dynasties. It was a time when the roar of a predator could shake the very ground, and the shadow of a flying giant could darken an entire valley. This was the world before us, a testament to life's relentless drive to conquer, adapt, and dominate. Our journey begins not on land, but in the dark, mysterious waters of the Paleozoic era. An epoch where the oceans were the cradle of all complex life. Hundreds of millions of years before the dinosaurs, these primordial seas teemed with bizarre and formidable creatures. Picture the trilobites, armored arthropods, scuttling across the seabed, their segmented bodies and compound eyes a blueprint for future success. They were the common folk of this underwater kingdom, yet they were prey. Lurking in the murky depths were the apex predators of their time, creatures like the with its large stalked eyes and a pair of spiny appendages for grasping prey. Cambrian terror, stretching up to a meter long, was a true monster of the deep, its circular mouth, filled with razor-sharp plates, ready to crush the shells of its victims. The seas were a chaotic battleground, where the first evolutionary arms races were being waged. The development of hard shells and exoskeletons was a direct response to the escalating threat of predation, a dance of defense and attack that has continued to this day. As life began to tentatively explore the shores, the Devonian period, often called the Age of Fishes, saw the oceans become home to even more fearsome hunters. The placoderms, a class of armored fish, rose to prominence, and their king was the Dunkleosteus. This was no ordinary fish. It was a swimming fortress of destruction, reaching lengths of up to 10 meters. Its head and thorax were covered in thick, bony plates that made it nearly impervious to attack. It had no teeth in the modern sense, but instead possessed 2 pairs of sharp, bony plates that formed a self-sharpening guillotine-like beak, capable of shearing through bone and armor with immense force. The Dunkleosteus was the undisputed ruler of the Devonian seas, a predator so powerful it likely preyed on sharks and any other large creature that crossed its path. Its reign was a brutal reminder that on this primeval Earth, size and power were the ultimate currency of survival. The invasion of the land marked a pivotal chapter in the story of animal dominion. During the Carboniferous period, the continents were covered in vast, swampy forests of giant ferns and club mosses. The air was thick with oxygen, reaching levels far higher than today, which allowed terrestrial arthropods to grow to horrifying sizes. Imagine a dragonfly, Meganura, with a wingspan rivaling that of a modern seagull, buzzing through the humid air. Picture Arthropleura, a giant millipede-like creature, 2.5 meters long, its armored, segmented body snaking through the undergrowth. These were not anomalies. They were the giants of their time. The swamps were also home to the first large amphibians, creatures like Iriops, which bridged the gap between water and land, returning to the water to breed, but spending much of their adult lives hunting insects and smaller vertebrates along the marshy shores. This was a world teeming with colossal creepy crawlies and lumbering proto-amphibians, a humid, alien landscape that was the first true kingdom of land animals. Then came the Permian period, and with it, the rise of the synopsids, the group that would eventually give rise to mammals. These were not the dinosaurs, but their predecessors in dominance, and they were just as impressive. Among them was the Dimetrodon, often mistaken for a dinosaur but far more ancient, famous for the magnificent sail on its back, likely used for thermoregulation or display. This creature was a formidable predator, with a powerful jaw filled with differentiated teeth. A mammalian, Tretete was a highly efficient killer, the top carnivore of its ecosystem. The Permian world was a diverse landscape of sprawling deserts and lush floodplains, populated by a host of other synapsids, from the bulky, herbivorous moss-chops to the fearsome, saber-toothed gorgonopsid. The gorgonopsids were the wolves of the Permian, fast, powerful pack hunters with elongated canine teeth that made them terrifyingly effective predators. For millions of years, these mammal-like reptiles were the masters of the terrestrial world, their reign seeming unshakable. But the planet had other plans. The Permian-Triassic extinction event, the Great Dying, wiped out over 90% of all species on Earth, clearing the stage for a new dynasty of rulers. From the ashes of this global catastrophe, the Mesozoic era dawned, and with it, the Age of Reptiles. The dinosaurs emerged, evolving from small, bipedal ancestors into the most successful and diverse group of land animals the world has ever known. For over 150 million years, they conquered every continent, filling every conceivable ecological niche. There were the sauropods, titans, lacards, whose colossal size defied imagination, their long necks reaching for the treat, their footsteps causing the very ground to tremble. These gentle giants were the largest land animals of all time, living examples of life pushed to its absolute physical limits. To prey on such behemoths required a new level of predatory power, and the theropods answered the call. Allosaurus in the Jurassic, with its powerful build and serrated teeth, was a relentless hunter. But the ultimate terrestrial predator was the Cretaceous Tyrannosaurus rex. With a skull over a meter long, a bite force capable of crushing bone, and teeth the size of bananas, T-Rex was the culmination of millions of years of predatory evil. It was the undisputed king, an apex predator of such fame that its name has become synonymous with ferocious power. Yet the dominion of the dinosaurs was not confined to the land. In the skies, the pterosaurs reigned supreme. These were not dinosaurs, but a parallel group of flying reptiles that achieved incredible diversity. From the small, bird-like Anorognathus to the gigantic Quetzalcoatlus, the largest flying animal ever known. With a wingspan comparable to that of a small airplane, Quetzalcoatlus was a terrifying sight. Soaring over the Cretaceous plains, its long, toothless beak ready to snatch up small dinosaurs and other prey from the ground below. Meanwhile, the oceans of the Mesozoic were home to their own set of marine reptile giants. The ichthyosaurs, streamlined and dolphin-like, were swift hunters of fish and squid. The long-necked plesiosaurs, like Elasmosaurus, patrolled the waters, their incredible necks allowing them to ambush schools of fish from below. But the true terror of the Cretaceous seas was the most. This colossal marine lizard, essentially a giant aquatic monitor lizard with flippers, could reach lengths of over 15 meters. It was an ambush predator of immense power, its double-hinged jaw allowing it to swallow large prey whole. In the water, it was the T-Rex of the deep, a ruler as absolute as its terrestrial counterpart. This long and brutal reign of reptiles was brought to a sudden, cataclysmic end 66 million years ago. An asteroid, striking the planet with unimaginable force, plunged the world into darkness and chaos, triggering a mass extinction that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs, the pterosaurs, and the great marine reptiles. But life, as always, endured. In the shadows of the dinosaurs, a different kind of animal had been waiting. Small, nocturnal, and often overlooked, the mammals had survived the apocalypse. The Cenozoic era, our era, became the age of mammals. Freed from the oppression of the dinosaurs, they diversified rapidly, exploding in size and form to fill the empty niches. The world saw the rise of the Indricotherium, the largest land mammal ever. A hornless rhinoceros so tall it could browse from the tops of trees. The oceans were conquered by new hunters, like the Basolosaurus, a massive serpentine whale that was a fearsome predator in the Eocene seas. And on the plains of the Americas, the saber-toothed cat perfected the art of the ambush. Its iconic canine teeth used to deliver a fatal wound to thick-skinned megafauna like mammoths and giant ground sloths. This was a new world of beasts, a world of fur and fang, where our own distant ancestors were beginning their long journey. A world ruled entirely by animals before humans ever existed.